Hello and welcome. Midday stream today because we have a massive announcement coming for Diablo Immortal. That's right, this is a live stream because there is so much to go through. I previously, a few hours ago, I put out a video really looking at the video announcement that's part of this, but I wanted to go deeper and dive into it right now with all of you in depth for everything that's coming to the game. This will be a video once this is all live on the channel. Once this live stream is over, I'm going to try and keep it nice and concise so that if you watch it back as video, it's still good content for you. So this is from Blizzard's blog right now announcing the next update. And I have to tell you guys, I am extremely excited for this. This is, besides the launch of Diablo Immortal, this is probably the most excited that I've been about the game right now, because what they're bringing in this update is really fantastic. Let me know if you're here in the chat, if you were able to watch me looking at the trailer earlier on today, or if not, I want to thank everyone for coming through. If you're watching it as a video and you like Diablo Immortal, make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on it. So let's just dive into this, guys. Crash into Hell's minions in Terror's Tide. Terror's Tide is essentially a brand new zone coming to Diablo Immortal. With the brand new zone, many more things will come. So like I said, we're going to take our time. We're going to go through this in depth right now. Welcome to Terror's Tide, our second major update for Diablo Immortal. Remember, the first major update was server merges and server transfer and all that, which was also a great one. This update is packed with a slew of changes to existing content and systems, as well as new content such as Storm Point Zone, Void Wound Helliquary, and much more. Like I said, so much to go through. Hoist up your courage because you're going to need it in Storm Point, our first post-launch zone. All right. Players will sail to the salt-scrubbed prison island to investigate a sinister plot to harness the power of the largest World Stone shard, which has overtaken the island. So essentially, when the World Stone, for any of you that like pay attention to lore, when the World Stone burst into pieces, the largest piece of it fell underneath this prison, which is pretty amazingly built, if I say so myself. To find out what you can embark on in this new quest line, and to watch your developers reveal more details about the post, see our Storm Point section, which we'll get to. We want to take a moment and thank you for helping us reach a monumental milestone, which is cool. I said this since the beginning. If they continuously update the game and keep it fresh, which it seems that they're doing, this game is going to see success. And I think that after all the hate that it got in the beginning, we have our crew of people that really do enjoy it for what the game is. All right. It's an understatement to say that would be impossible to achieve this without you, our community, the incredible feedback many of you provided since Diablo Immortal launched 6 months ago already. Crazy, huh? So there we go. Before we dig into the update, because of the upcoming holidays, we will not release a content update in 2 weeks as we traditionally have, because we already know they have a bi-weekly upgrade cycle. Our next will be in January of 2023, which is okay because this one's huge, right? This one's really big, so we can anticipate that it'll keep us entertained for a month. As previous content updates, there'll be a server maintenance starting on December 13th. That's literally tomorrow. And 14th for servers in America. So for me in the US, it's not tomorrow, it's going to be the day after. All the maintenance has concluded. All the items mentioned above will be live. All right, so everything is going to be here tomorrow or the day after, depending on where you live. This codex is huge. All right, we're going to go through it in depth. Sound off in the chat if you're here right now live. All right, feature updates. Introducing Hell difficulties 6, 7, and 8. I know that I'm right now rocking Hell 5 difficulty, and I'm literally just going through and crushing things, right? It's not difficult for me anymore, which means it's about time that we have more Hell levels. Hell's flames burn bright and hot more now than ever before. 3 additional Hell difficulties have been added to aid players in raising their Paragon level to never before achieved heights. I think we're already at never before achieved heights, but still, I guess if you're a grinder in the game, someone that plays every day like myself, we're always going to be at never seen before heights because we're all kind of there together. Although there are people higher than me, let's be real. In the new Hell difficulties menu, you'll now see that Hell difficulties 6, 7, and 8 are new options. If battling the strongest nightmares to walk through Hell's Gates seems intimidating, don't worry. Our new server Paragon level experience and loot bonuses will elevate you to Hell 6 promptly. I want to give a what's up right now to a few people in chat. Gothrix, Cold Blooded Hooker, and Chris Bauer. Nice to see you guys. Thank you so much for coming through. All right, so daily activities. We've received a great deal of feedback from players stating they felt legendary and set items did not drop often enough. To address this, we're incorporating them seamlessly into daily activities so that players will have more opportunities to receive these types of items. The following changes have been made. So essentially they said, we don't get enough greens, we don't get enough leggies, we want more. The bounty chest now has a higher chance to drop legendary items. I don't know when the last time is that I actually got a legendary from a bounty reward. I don't think it's been a long time. So yeah, that's good. Completing a bestiary quest, which is your 10 monstrous essence, bringing it into the Helliquary, will now guarantee a legendary upon the first turn each day. Perfect. No matter what the day, at least do one Helliquary every day. So now that's going to guarantee me a legendary on top of the sweet upgrades and stuff that you get from it. It's a great way to XP and move along your battle pass. For example, right now, I get double Helliquary bonus, so 80 battle point progression. It's one of my favorite ways to progress. Completing 3 dungeons will now reward a guaranteed set item once per day. Man, and it'll be rewarded through the codex. So it's not going to actually drop and pop. They may still have them drop and pop, but now you're going to get them to the codex as well. This is so good. The other day, 2 nights ago, was running bounties. I ran 12, I believe it was, before not bounties, dungeons. I ran 12 before I actually got a green. 12. It felt bad, so this is great. All right, so we're getting more legendaries, more greens. Diablo Immortal is listening to the free-to-play players. Even though the systems they're putting into place are not going to make us be able to compete with whales, that's no different than any game. Whales will be whales, minnows will be minnows, and free-to-play players will be free-to-play players. I'm a minnow, and I'm going to play the game and enjoy it as a minnow. So now we have the Paragon system to help prepare all adventurers for the dangers awaiting them in the new Storm Point zone. We've made some adjustments to the experience for catching up in server Paragon levels. So I have recording here, the actual article here. I'm going to look here. All servers will be set to a Paragon level of 320. Now in the chat, Chris Bauer says all servers below Paragon 320 will be set to the server Paragon 320. So what does this mean? Does this mean if you're level 360 Paragon, you're going to stay 360, but you can't progress for 15 days? I'm sorry, 20 days. 20 days. If you're at 360, they drop it to 320, your progression is going to be very halted until for 20 days. I don't know how that's going to work. Is that really going to halt our big grinders? It very well may, which will allow people that are less grinded to catch up. But that's gonna make our grinders a little bit upset, if we're being honest. They've grinded to be ahead, to have that bonus, that buff, and now that's going to be stripped away from them. We'll see. All servers will be set to a server Paragon level of 320. The maximum experience rewards for being below server Paragon level has been increased from 400 to 800%. This is legit a straight up mechanic. If you are a newer or brand new player to Diablo Immortal, there's been no better time than to upgrade than now. Literally, play now, progress. Like if you start an account today, you could reach max level like in a day with that much times rewards. I'm thinking about how long it took me to get to level 60. It was probably 20 hours. You're gonna be able to do that in 3 hours, if my math is correct. Maybe even quicker, because Paragon is not max level. It's not level 60. It's what? Oh, it's been updated. It's 320 Paragon above that max level. The chance to receive legendary sight items as a drop has been increased by 250% for players far below the Paragon level. As a player gets closer to the Paragon level, the increased drops rate will decrease. So essentially, a lot of the newer players are going to get incentive to upgrade quickly and to get some good stuff. Okay, cool. All servers below 320 will be set to 320. Got you. Just reading what Cold Blooded had to say in the chat. because when you're here live, you get exposure. All right, Paragon trees. Yes, there are new Paragon trees coming, 3 of them. Let's see what they actually look like. Now, we already know the Paragon trees that we have. I don't need to really go into depth with what's set up here. I'm going to go more into depth of what these Paragon trees are. We have Massacre. Focuses on increasing your efficiency as you rack up your kills and raise your streak counter. So if you're someone that's trying to go into dungeons with friends, get that huge kill streak for that big XP, you're going to benefit from utilizing Massacre. Brawler focuses on bolstering your defenses against elite enemies. While in a party, this benefit will be shared with others. Defensive stuff. Not big into the defensive stuff. Duelist focuses on utilizing skills to stack damage bonuses. You must avoid taking damage to maintain these benefits. So I can see this doing well for our ranged classes like my wizard. In the event you do not receive damage, all the power built up will erupt outward in a static discharge, damaging nearby enemies. Of the 3, that's probably the most exciting for me. Although I don't know if any of these 3 will replace what I'm currently using. We've also adjusted the way that cheat death works. What does this mean? Its cooldown has increased from 120 to 210. So this is going to happen less often. Let's read the developer's note here because this I always like. Cheat death's effect is extremely potent in PvP, and we want deaths to have more meaning. Our intention is that increasing the cooldown will lead fewer situations where multiple cheat deaths effects at all stack together to provide longer periods of immunity to dying. This should lead to more consistent skirmishes during the battleground where a player's death actually results in a death. This change should not have any real impact on other game modes where engagements won't last long enough to see a second. Okay, this is really just for PvP. If you're into PvP, this is something that you may see, you may be affected by. Now they're changing the monk. They're switching up the monk. I love the monk. I've actually been thinking about switching classes, or I will be switching classes very soon. I was hoping that if we were going to see the new character class, the Death Knight, I would be switching to the Death Knight in 2 days. Spoiler alert, there's nothing about the Death Knight in these patch notes, so I don't believe we'll be seeing it. With that being said, as soon as I have my skin unlocked for my wizard from this battle pass, I'll be switching classes. Crusader, Monk, Demon Hunter. It's going to be one of those 3. Wave of Light now unlocks at level 20 instead of 41. Exploding Palm, 28 instead of 20. Flying Dragon, 38 instead of 47. Shield of Zen, 41 instead of 28. Inner Sanctuary, 47 instead of 38. I don't see why this matters much, because when you think about it, the game starts at level 60. That's really when you get what's going on. You know what to do, and that's when the game opens itself up. So really, especially with this boost, if someone's going to be able to go from level 0 to level 60 in 3, let's say 4 hours for a super cash person, it's all going to be unlocked super quickly anyway. I don't know that it really matters. Additionally, we've turned some underused monk skills or tuned them to promote their usage and additional builds for the class. Flying Kick, range is increased and the cooldown was reduced from 12 to 9 seconds. Cyclone Strikes charge time is reduced to half a second and the radius is increased. They're making the monk stronger here, guys. Wave Strike's charge time was reduced to half a second and the radius of its explosion was increased. Wave of Light's damage was increased. Exploding Palm debuff now also causes the enemies to bleed. The bleed effect will be applied to the legendary affixes for Exploding Palm. Death's Reach. Attack area was increased and does full damage to your primary target and 30% damage to all others in the area. If you've been thinking about changing classes and you want something that's close combat related, now is the best time to be a monk. They essentially buffed our monk. It's worth me thinking about. Set items. After a review of the current set items, we've determined that Vith's Urge's 4-piece set bonus provide double the attack speed compared to what is in-game description stated. We fixed it. So now it provides the intended 30% attack speed. Since this particular set was overperforming by significant amounts, we wanted to create more parity between it and other sets. Okay. Essentially, they nerfed it because it was doing better than they said it was supposed to do. Windloft Perfection. Gained 1,000 wins when in combat, increasing your movement speed by 15%. Isatar Imbued. Each time you defeat an enemy, gains 30% increased movement speed for 3 seconds. I like that. Feasting Baron's Pack. Increases damage done from all sources by 20% to enemies suffering under loss of control. My dog wants to go out. I'll be right back. And I do wear pants. Confirmed. Hero's Journey. All right, so that's set items. Cool. Is what it is. That's not something that's huge, new, exciting. It's just an update. Hero's Journey. Following the maintenance windows for the major content update, all current progress for Hero's Journey chapters 1 through 6 will be paused, and a new Hero's Journey will begin. I have been awful at completing any of my achievements in the game. Today, after completing 2 more Monstrous Essence journeys, I will receive some platinum for that achievement, which is only level 2, because I've been slacking on something so badly. Big mistake. And I'm going to lose out on that. Only chapters 1 through 4 will be available for the next Hero's Journey, with chapters 5 and 6 coming later. So the bestiary is not going away. It's just being paused, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know why. To ease chapter completion, we've removed all zone event tasks from Hero's Journey. While completing these chapters, adventurers will receive a Devi of rewards, and once chapter 4 is completed, they'll receive the Boundary Walker Portrait Frame, a token of triumph. I like frames. It's like, yeah, I got that frame. I earned it. The Hero's Journey is planned to be available for about 6 months, similar to the first iteration, and will update you once you have an exact end date confirmed. All right, cool. Yo, what up, Vix? Here. There you go. All right, we have changes coming to Shadow War as well. We'll remind everyone that just tuned in or that's been watching. I'm doing this as a live stream because this update is so in-depth. It was just legit too long for me to make a video. So we're doing it as a live stream, and it will be a video later on if you're tuning in at this point. All right. Shadow Wars. Players that become the Immortal in Shadow War will now experience a new stamina mechanic. Where they move throughout the battlefield, the stamina bar will begin to drain. When the stamina bar is fully depleted, the Immortal will incur a movement speed penalty. The stamina bar will begin to recharge only when the Immortal stands completely still. All right. So, how many times have you been attacked by or fighting the Immortal, and all they do is run left, turn, run right, run back and forth? You can't lay hits in the darn thing. It's frustrating. But honestly, it's meta. It's the way that you win as the Immortal. But now this stamina bar on top of them is going to prevent them from just consistently running away. When the stamina bar goes down, they're going to have to stand in battle, which is a very good change. Because now you could actually fight the Immortal rather than chase the Immortal until they get their super, then they use it, boom, they keep running away. That's essentially what the developer's note says here. So we could skip through. Dungeons. There's now a blacksmith located at the end of all dungeons. This is great. Do you know why? Every other time we do a dungeon, I have to go salvage back in Westmarch. Now I don't have to. Now you won't have to ditch your team. You could all just go, hit the blacksmith, and then boom, get back in the battle. I love it. Should have been there since the beginning. It wasn't. It's now fixed. That is a huge benefit when you're running dungeons with friends at night. Ancient elites can now randomly appear in dungeons. Remember, your first ancient elite kill of the day guarantees you a legendary item drop. Those are the orange. The orange skulls you see on the screen, they will drop you a guaranteed legendary item if you see it. So, like, if you're ever in the world and you see one of those orange skulls in your map, you better go chase that thing down because it's guaranteed legendary if it's your first of the day. Now they're going to drop in dungeons too, which is sick. A waypoint has been added to the Cavern of Echoes dungeon in the Frozen Tundra zone. Cool. Not a big deal, but cool. But now you can get there easier, right? You don't have to like run all the way across to get there. Charms. Increased the chance to roll a plus 10% modifier while imbuing charms. What? By the way, I just ran a charm today for my wizard, which I said I'm going to be switching soon. I finally got Ray of Frost plus 2%. I finally have a near perfect charm. But now we're going to be able to get plus 10% modifiers. I have a plus 4% on one of them. Plus 10? That is nice. But I'm going to be starting a new character class soon. I'll be saving my good charm and putting the rest away. All good. New zone and quest line, Storm Point. By the way, love the artwork. It's actually part of my new wallpaper across all my screens. Trivia. How many monitors do I have at my desk? How many monitors? Not including my camera monitor or my iPad or my phone. Computer monitors. We'll see who knows. All right. Once a player has reached Hell Difficulty 3 and completed the Star Sign quest and is at least level 60, they may travel to Storm Point, Diablo Immortal's first post-launch zone. Wait a second. Hell Difficulty 3? They have to get to Hell 3 to get to this zone? Wow. Okay. I didn't realize that. Battered by rainfall and caked in mist, the island has long been used as a clandestine, I'm really bad at pronouncing some words, especially ones I don't know. Use a clandestine prison to house Sanctuary's worst of the worst and political prisoners. Diablo's servants, the Cult of Terror, are seeing Storm Point Keep in an attempt to retrieve, are sieging the keep to an attempt to retrieve the largest shard of the world. So remember, the largest shard is underneath this prison. We find out in the video that's just below this that it's like inside of a beast. Putting their sinister plan to rest requires your urgency, adventurer. They're talking to us. But watch out, the behemoth howling terror watches your every move from the lightning-silled skies above. Or lightning-filled, whatever you wanted to say. The zone contains a main story questline, 20 new monsters straight out of Hell's depths, new bosses, mini-bosses, and a horde of crabs, which apparently don't taste good, but can feed a family of 4. I liked how they talked about that. We could watch this developer's video for a taste of it. I think... Yo, what up, Veiled Shot? Guys, Veiled Shot's in the house. It's the first time I've seen you in here, brother. I actually subscribed to your channel the other day when I realized that you, myself, and DM are some of the last people still playing the game. Welcome, man. Pleasure to have you here. All right. Let's watch this. I think this will be good. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pause the music. I did put a video out of this trailer, but we're gonna watch it together here because that should be fun. Here we go.
Hey everyone, I'm Joe Grubb, lead game designer on Diablo Immortal. I'm pleased to invite you into this closer look at our next major update, Terror's Tide. This update includes new hidden layers, bounties, side quests, plus a completely new storyline, all set in our first post-launch zone, Storm Point. Storm Point is an island prison where Westmarch sends its most dangerous and politically sensitive prisoners. When the World Stone shattered, one of its largest chunks arrived at Storm Point, and it's wreaking havoc on the whole island. And to give us a deep dive into what awaits our players, I'll pass it over to Ryan and Scott.
Hi, friends. I'm Ryan Quinn, senior narrative designer on Diablo Immortal.
And I'm Scott Burgess. I'm senior game designer. The World Stone Shard has fallen in the ocean near Storm Point Prison, and it's been swallowed by a sea monster. And this sea monster has taken refuge underneath the prison and is warping the prisoners within. And so the player is finding themselves in a situation when they arrive to Storm Point where they have to fight through these monsters within the prison and the Cult of Terror as they race against time to get the World Stone Shard first.
In that race with the Cult of Terror, it's gonna carry you across the whole island. But first, you're gonna start out on the Windswept Shoals. Windswept Shoals, just this wretched-looking, miserable beach full of shipwrecks and wood rot and crawling crabs. Crabs everywhere. These things are the size of horses. They'll surround you, flank you.
I like these two guys.
Absolutely torment you with their ranged
funny
attacks.
And they taste terrible. They're horrible.
They taste terrible, but they'll feed a family of 4.
I like that.
Your fight up the Windswept Shoals is ultimately going to culminate with a fairly horrific sight. You'll see a ritual that precedes the summoning of one of Diablo's greatest scariest, spookiest monsters.
The Howling Terror.
Love this
This
thing.
guy is basically a manticore demon with wings. It is a huge flying demon that is just harassing the armies that are within Stormpoint. It is barraging them with lightning blasts.
I love that guy, but I hate that guy. His attacks will fall most painfully on the outskirts of the fortress, where a bunch of innocent people are currently living.
So the shanties are a place that was once nice. It was where the Stormpoint guards lived with their families. But ultimately, with the chaos from the Worldstone Shard, with the armies of Diablo arriving, it has been completely devastated by the Cult of Terror.
So far, I absolutely love the whole look of this, like the whole water effect of it and how it was once a beautiful place that's been taken over by like the demon lord spawn. It's just the lore behind it is really cool. I like what they've done so far. By the way, Red October just showed up in the chat. He's been a huge support to my channel. I actually have his Twitter linked down below in the description of this live stream. If you want to go check him out, he's always right up on top of everything Diablo Immortal. He's not a content creator, just a huge fan and friend of the community. Go follow him on Twitter. Let's continue with this. Now.
And the cult is combing the flooded shanties, looking for survivors, both to sacrifice them and also to get information. At the start of the zone, they don't know yet where the Worldstone Shard is.
What's your favorite monster in this area?
It's got to be just the baseline terror zealot.
Zealot.
The zealots are very, very different from the Cult of Damnation, Skarn's cultists. And what they do is they kind of encircle you and they start slowly marching in until they've got you in a full press. You can really feel kind of the fear and the terror that they're trying to evoke.
And these cultists are gathering up civilians and they're sacrificing them on huge summoning piles to summon demons to assault Stormpoint Keep.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to hit the battlements or go over the battlements in the case of the Howling Terror with a large siege force of demons. New demons we haven't seen before, all kind of the get of Diablo. We've got Harbingers, which are these big bat-winged demons that zone control you all over the place. They bat you around with wind, and then as they push you far away from them, they start shelling you with fireballs. We've got Fanged Fodder, which kind of march toward you. They're like the infantry, the legionnaires.
Right.
And the whole battlement, it just feels like an inverse Bastion Keep from D3. It's like you're showing up after the fight has already been partway lost, as opposed to defending the initial assault.
And they're just waiting for a hero.
Waiting for a player character.
Waiting for a
lot
player
of legendary
character.
equipment to come and save them. The march down to the prison
This is cool.
going to take you into one of our most tragic and grotesque zones.
Yeah, the abandoned prison.
If you thought a traditional Gothic fantasy dark medieval prison was bad, you should see one that's been hit with waves of reality warping power. A lot of these monsters down in the deeps are former people, once people who have been transformed in, I think, very poetically awful ways. We've got like the Confined, for example, which
I love these
prisoners
things.
that were placed in gibbet cages. And when the Worldstone hit, their bodies were fused to those cages. So they crawl around, they roll around, they fall from the ceiling, all in pursuit of the player. And it creates this very ghastly spectacle. They're a cool enemy to fight, but they're also kind of this powerful reminder of a thing about the Worldstone, which is that anything it comes into contact with, it changes.
What about the Warden?
Well, the Warden's done perhaps the best thing of all, right? He's chosen to go down with the ship. He's decided to seal himself away with the remaining prisoners way back when Westmarch decided that it couldn't afford to keep Stormpoint Prison open any longer. And as a result, the effects of the Worldstone have hit him particularly hard. I hope he's okay.
He, in many ways, was the closest one to the Worldstone Shard, as players will find out. And he is basically continuing to morph and warp, even during the fight against him.
We've shown throughout the main campaign of Diablo Immortal a lot of instances of bad people getting their hands on the World Stone Shard. This is kind of our opportunity to show what happens when the World Stone Shard has its way with a place and a people. It's really at the heart of our story. When the thing that made your world gets destroyed, how do you pick up the pieces?
Can the player pick up the pieces?
That's a very good question.
We're really looking forward to players embarking on this new adventure, and we hope you all enjoy it. Throwing it back to Joe with a few more announcements.
Thanks, Scott and Ryan.
All right, so now they're going to get into a bunch of the other stuff that we're talking about as we go through. First of all, I've said this on Twitter, at EchoThroughMe, by the way, that I'm more excited about Diablo Immortal right now than I have been since it launched. I love how they built out this zone. I love the passion behind it, the story behind it, the graphics behind it. I'm just super excited. I can't wait to get on late night sessions with Red and part of the Scrappy Echo family and just play through these zones, play through these dungeons, and just enjoy it. Yeah, there's a lot more to still go. I want to address a couple of questions in chat really quick. We have some new people. This is really cool having a live stream like this because as someone who's played since day one, I forget about new people, that there's new players every single day. Someone asked, is the game more free-to-play friendly now? And the answer is yes. Is it a free-to-play game where you could be the best in the world as a free-to-play player? No, it is not. It is still has its pay-to-win elements, but every single update has made this game more and more free-to-play player friendly, having free-to-play players have the opportunity to experience the game in similar ways that pay-to-win players will, as far as legendary crests go, as far as items drops and all that stuff, although item drops aren't really impacted in any way by if you pay or not. Still, it's more free-to-play player friendly than it has ever been. There's no better time than to jump into the game than right now, honestly, with the upgrades, with the level upgrade up to 800%. If you've never played or you're brand new, now's the time to grind the game. And we have Larry Rich say, I can't beat the giant worm thing. We've all been to a point where we're stuck inside of the game. The best advice I could give is remember to upgrade your equipment slots. Go to the blacksmith and upgrade all your equipment slots as high as you can. That's going to bring you a lot more power really quickly. It's something that when I played through the game my first time in early alpha, I forgot about, and I really struggled. Go and upgrade those gear slots. It's going to bring you a whole new level of just strength and power. It's really good. All right, so now we have some more stuff. We're going to get more into it. By the way, that trailer I did break down and talk through a little bit in an earlier video that I put out today. But I figured during the live stream it would be good to watch it again. All right. Now we get to the point where I can't pronounce things. So we have the Brummelteen limited time holiday event. What's this about? By the way, again, the artwork, I love it. I like the tree. I like dark looking things. And I'm not even like a Satanist or anything, but I just love this stuff. With the moon as their witness, townsfolk of Westmarch shuttered all their businesses early. Some gallantly strolled, others bolted in a fit of excitement to Racky's Plaza quick. A man carrying a hefty stone carved, adorned with the Archic sigil yelled. Man, I'm so bad at this. The spectacle brewing in the town center was that of legends. The plaza was bathed in radiance and warmth oozed from nearby hearths, handheld lanterns, and unwielded torches. I kind of feel right now like I felt when I was teaching elementary school kids and reading them things at story time. I feel the same way. Things haven't changed that much, I guess, since the past. As the plaza began to host numerous souls, presents in various ornamentation, and the exchanging of homemade cards, a cry rung about. May warmth fill your heart throughout the new year. From December 14th, which is in 2 days from now, through January 4th, so essentially through the new year, you can show your adoration for continued warmth and safety during the Brummelteen limited time holiday event. Each day, players can contribute up to 3 daily tasks in exchange for snow-dusted rewards and a progress towards grander rewards. This is a cool event, and we're going to see why in a few minutes. I think it was this one that was cool. We'll see. Each weekend, players can log in to receive celebratory Brummelteen gifts. Players can also participate in the Brummelteen tradition of trading greeting cards with friends. Visit the Brummelteen in-game menu for details. I think this is kind of cool. It's Christmas time, you know? All right, so that was actually not where the thing was that I thought was really cool with the rewards. That's later on in these patch notes. But I do like that. I do think that's fun. What's up, Cam? Welcome, brother. Got a lot of people from the Scrappy Echoes family in the Iceburn tier. You can server transfer if you want to. If you want to join us and play in our clan, Iceburn tier is the server, Scrappy Echoes is the clan. That's where it's at. The cosmetic set, we have a new Graken skin set. This looks all straight out of hell, which I'll tell you, I love that stuff. I don't like these like angely looking things. I want to see it look brutal, fire, blood, all that. Stray too far from the night on Brumaltine, and you'll only survive the cold as a Graken. Transform yourself into the weather-worn nightmare by purchasing the set. 1,000 orbs. And you could get one of these looking things, depending on what class you are. I still feel the same way about cosmetic sets. And this always comes into play when I'm thinking about class changing, which is right now. If I were to buy this, which I think was going to be epic, on my wizard, it's going to stink because when I'm not going to have it when I switch to the next class. So I wish that all skins that I bought were account bound, not character bound. And I only have one character that I could class change. I wish that if I class changed, I could have those with us. I need to like legit call Blizzard and have a one-on-one conversation with them and say, this needs to happen. I think it's very important. I would have bought many more skins if that were the case. Although there's going to probably be a point in time when I go through all the character classes and recycle through all the skins that I've bought. But I just want them all on one. I don't know. Small request. The Void Wound Helliquary. By the way, Red October also sent me all this information this morning while I was at work. Read through it all. And he gave me the idea for the live stream. So again, thanks, Red. All right, we got more reading to do. Long ago, witches of the Sharval Wilds sealed away demons of darkness. Now the pieces of their damaged cage rain down. Man, I'm reading too much. Rain down, and their centuries-old machinations threaten Westmarch as well as the lands beyond. Man, I don't usually read all this. I usually just go to the details, but I guess because it's a live stream. The new Void Wound Helliquary becomes unlocked by completing the prologue quest, the Chain Breakers, which are available at player level 60. All right, so we're talking about Helliquary stuff now. This is where it begins. The expansion to the Helliquary brings with it some exciting changes. So these are changes to Helliquary globally, which is cool. Raids may now be soloed across all difficulties. You could run a Helliquary solo. That's pretty cool. I personally couldn't do it. Maybe some of the LaSalle ones in the beginning, but that's cool. You could solo. You don't have to get a party at all. Do it yourself. Cool stuff. The difficulty of each Helliquary boss will significantly increase with each Hell difficulty. To triumph over evil, we recommend recruiting allies to your cause. To unlock new Hell difficulties in Diablo Immortal, you must defeat corresponding Helliquary bosses. So now they're tying those two things together. Players will now party up across Hell difficulties 1 through 4. Dungeon difficulty will scale to each party members' respective Hell difficulty, as will any experience gains and loot drops. So, wait, let me read that again. Dungeon difficulty will scale to each party member's respective Hell difficulty. So now I could play a level, it says difficulties 1 through 4. So I guess I can't, but if you're doing a Hell 4 difficulty and you're playing with a new player who's on Hell 1, you could play together and the dungeon will scale itself. Or is that Helliquary? That's Helliquary. It's not dungeon. No, dungeon difficulty will scale. So you can. That's cool. Another thing that promotes new players to be able to play with players who've been playing for longer periods of time and have a way to party up. And Red says in the chat right now, cough, no Blood Knight? You going to class change? So far in these patch notes, we have not seen anything about the Blood Knight. And my plan was to class change when the Blood Knight came out. We haven't seen it yet, though, in these notes. And this is 6 months. We were expecting a Blood Knight new class. Don't see it yet. But with that, my wizard is as good as I could get her. Or him. I think it's a guy. Is it a girl? I don't remember. I can't get my wizard any better. And I do love it. I have my wizard rocking perfect for me. But I think I may switch it up. I don't know. I may. Demonic Remains have also been reworked in the following ways. Demonic Remains will now drop after each Helliquary boss is slain. You only receive remains for your first 5 kills following each Helliquary reset on Monday and on Thursday. The Trophies tab in the Helliquary menu now contains various slots for you to assign demonic remains to. Each demonic remain provides various bonuses to challenge rifts when placed in the slot. Previously, you could only have one active demonic remain bonus. Now, you could have up to 5. Love this. The attributes provided by each demonic remain will scale to the hell difficulty you removed it from. So we challenge you to climb higher hell difficulties for the best rewards. Thank you, Cam. Cam checked it out. My wizard's a guy. Appreciate it. And the reason I usually choose the male characters are sometimes they're a little bit bigger on the screen and you could just see the detail in the armor and stuff better. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Who cares? Here's how to unlock hell difficulties 1 through 5. Felling LaSalle, the Flame Spun unlocks at 1. Vitath at 2. Gorgothra at 3. Beladui and Gishter at 4. And Islek the Misshapen at 5. Sorry, I probably butchered all those names. So really your progression now is tied to Helliquary progression as well. Okay. A hellish quintet of terror has run amok in Sanctuary. Meet your new lieutenants of hell. All right, so we have some new characters inside of the game as well. And I tried reading these before. I couldn't pronounce them then. I can't pronounce them now. Openeb the Skin-Veiled is alone among the void-wound demons in fascination with humanity. She wears the shield, the sheds lives like clothing. But to what end? Upon her arrival in Sanctuary, she laired in a long-forgotten fortress. Over the years, it accumulated decoration and opulence. Does she aspire to be something else, or is she merely a hunter hiding in human skin? Felling Oppenabe alone or with a party unlocks the next hell difficulty. So, sounds like that's going to be another Helliquary boss or something like that. We have Catarag, the Strangling Sun. Are these all Helliquary things? I'm not sure. Let's read through. Catarag's crowning in the black abyss left behind a burning shadow that swallows up light. When it rose on Sanctuary as a smear on the sun, a circle of Charvel witches barely confined the demon at the cost of their lives. Centuries later, it seeks to bring about a shadowed age where the void of its birth can consume sun and moon, heaven and evil. Cam says, how do you actually pronounce these? These are all lore pieces. I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to read who's coming. We have Damdrail Crawling Woe coming. Apotheris Tamer of the Fallen. Then Felling Apotheris alone or with the party unlocks the next hell difficulty. And then we have Pangrith Warmth Fester. And if you beat the Felling Pangworth, that'll unlock hell difficulty 8. Okay, so these are all of the new Helliquary bosses, it seems, coming. And defeating them will unlock your ability to progress to different hell difficulties inside of the game. Each of them have lore. By the way, I didn't yet, but I will be linking this blog post in the description of this when it sits as a video. All right? Woo! Lots of reading. Legendary gems, yo. We got 2 new 5-star legendary gems. 1 star and I think 2 of the others. Okay, let's see. Legendary gems are an integral part of the character build. To equip players with additional options, we've added 5 new legendary gems to Diablo Immortal. For 3 weeks after release, players will have have the option to enable a modified drop table for the legendary crests when running Elder Rifts. With the modified drop table enabled, anytime a 5-star gem drops, it has a 25% chance to be a new concentrated will legendary gem for 25% chance to be a Hellfire Fragment legendary gem. These are the 2 new 5-stars. So what they're basically saying is, if you want a 25% better chance to unlock the new gems, you could toggle that on and off. Spoiler alert, probably won't be doing that. We've seen players come up with some rather unique builds using previously released legendary gems and cannot wait to see what the community cooks up with this batch. Below The below values for each gem reflect their rank 10. Rank 10 values, maxed level. Keep in mind, free-to-play players will probably never max level a 5-star gem. Keep that in mind. We have Heartstone. I like the name of that. It's a 1-star gem. The duration of your absorb shields will increase by 36%, and they also reduce the duration of loss of control effects by 24% while active. That is when you upgrade it to rank 10, max level, not when you initially equip it. Keep that in mind. We have Kier Sling, a 2-star gem. You have a 50% chance, when attacked, to release a burst of light that blinds all nearby enemies, reducing their vision and causing total loss of control for 4 seconds. Cannot occur more often than every 20 seconds. You could deal 14% increased damage to blindness of enemies. Something that we're going to see here is that there's a lot that has to do with light. We've been seeing that in the game already, and now here as well. It's interesting. I wonder if it's leading to anything. Volatility Shard, 2-star gem. When you defeat an enemy, you trigger a volatile explosion dealing 90% base damage plus 365 to all nearby enemies while granting yourself 8% decreased damage for 2 seconds. Cannot occur more often than once every 6 seconds. You know what's funny? 5 new legendary gems coming to the game in 2 days, and about 3 days ago, I just put out a brand new, full, complete legendary gem tier list. And it doesn't include these 5 gems because they just came out now. Looks like I gotta redo a tier list video again. That one's still really good though. If you want to go check it out, it is live on the channel from last week, where I ranked every single legendary gem inside of this darn game. Yeah. Concentrated Will, 5-star gem. Using a dash skill calls a guardian angel to your aid, unleashing a blast of holy light in your direction, dealing 135% base damage and 540% to all enemies in its path. When the guardian angel returns to high heavens, it blesses you, increasing your damage and movement speed by 15% for 2 seconds. Cannot occur more often than every 6 seconds. Remember, this is at 10, rank 10. A 5-star gem at rank 10 is almost unattainable, or maybe possibly unattainable in your lifetime, unless if you pay for that. Okay, so I won't ever see that kind of a buff from it. I also don't really use dash skills, so that wouldn't be one that I was really into. Hellfire Fragment, 5-star gem. Using a skill, conjures 3 hellfire blazes around you to seek out enemies within 6 yards, exploding on them, dealing 108% base damage, plus 510 to all nearby enemies. Enemies struck by multiple hellfire blazes take 50% additional damage from the subsequent hits. Cannot occur more often than every 20 seconds. I am still going to use the gems that I have. These gems will not change out my current build. Maybe that would be really good. This one right here. This I could see doing really well with a monk. With all the dashing you do as a monk class, that could do really well. I wonder if we're going to see monk players utilizing Concentrated Will. All right. A barber is joining West March. I like this. The barber. I like how they actually did this. So they added a new character inside of West March. What does the barber actually do? Well, it has to do with our character customization. Remember day 1 of Diablo Immortal? All of us, we didn't customize our characters. I wanted Echo Gaming as my handle. So I went in there. I was the first Echo Gaming inside of the game in the server, locked it down, and I had to do that without making my cosmetic look, because you actually choose your name after you do your cosmetic changes. So I wanted my name more than I wanted the changes. Now you could change it. In need of a trim, pay a visit to Yara the Barber, located in West March near Charcy's Smithy. At the shop, he'll employ the finest cosmetology techniques in all of Sanctuary to customize your character's face, hair, and skin tone. Plus, a 4th face option has been added to each class. A 4th option for cosmetics. I like this. Do I care that much about cosmetics? No, but a lot of people do, and I think this is cool. Players can receive a complimentary recustomization for Yara every 7 days. There's no options to pay. There are no options to pay to reduce this cooldown. So, this doesn't make them any money in any way. It's just something for the players to change your cosmetics. There's no way to pay to have it happen earlier. That should be fun. I'll mess around with it. All right, Recruit a Friend is back. You know, I never promoted this. I probably should. I could probably get some of these rewards having so many people join the game, but I never did. Essentially, you can put out a link on your socials or just straight up to friends, text it to them or whatnot to join the game. And as your friends progress through the game and achieve things along the way, they'll get rewards and you'll get rewards as well. This is essentially a way for Blizzard to help promote the game. I feel like 6 months in, Christmas is coming, people are getting new devices, new people are going to be home from school, students, and they're going to figure out, well, what am I going to be doing? I never put my music back on. There you go. They're going to be wondering what they should be doing, and they're going to be downloading games, mobile games. They'll download Diablo Immortal. Tell your friends to play, you'll get rewarded for it. All right, we don't need to go into really too many details of it, but you can see the kinds of rewards that you can get. A bunch of gems, rare crests, legendary crests, gems, but you got to get, a lot has to happen for you to get all the way down here. It's not like you get one buddy to join and you get all this stuff. You got to get a good number of people. Yeah, like 2 friends, each getting to level 60, 3 friends getting to level 60. It takes a lot. Your friends have to download it, play it, enjoy it, and continue playing it for you to see those rewards. Season 8 Battle Pass. By the way, I like the cosmetics. So we have the Barbarian. What is this? The Wizard. No, Wizard's here. Monk. Demon Hunter. Crusader. Necro. Demon Hunter looks pretty awesome, gotta say. The Hidden Sun, a new battle pass devoted to powerful cosmetic mystery, has eclipsed in Diablo Immortal. Season 8 Battle Pass, December 22nd. I'm actually the most quickly advanced or I'm almost done with my battle pass already for the month, and we're only 12 days in so far. I've been really rocking it with my battle pass. So this one's gonna run until the 19th. It's actually probably more than 12 days. So I feel like sometimes for a casual player, it's difficult to get through all 40 levels in the amount of time that they give you. I wonder if anyone else has those problems. If you're a free-to-play player, whether you buy the battle pass for $5 or you don't, you just do the free top tier, do you have a problem getting through all 40 levels of your battle pass? Curious. I could see it being an issue. Hungering Moon is back. We've seen so much of the Hungering Moon. It's essentially do this, get these rewards. It's just a great way to get more enhanced rewards in the game. Is it anything special? Does it enhance the game in any way? No, not besides you getting more rewards. Plus, I think the image that they have right here looks nice. I like the purple. But besides that, it's cool. It's something that's successful. It's easy for them to do. They've been doing it. This is what I was talking about before. A cosmetic that you can get from progression inside of the game you don't have to pay for. Let's go. Sacred Wild Phantom Market. All right, as you can see, you have this reward in the center. This is your final reward. We have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is the 10th reward. If you progress through all of the other 9, you will then get to that final in the middle. Let's read about this because this is the first time we're ever getting a cosmetic as a reward. Phantom Market, Diablo Immortal's version of the lucky draw mechanic, is an additional way for players to acquire new cosmetic sets, weapon cosmetics, emojis, and more. Using Ebles, or Obles, that sounds right. A new currency exclusive to the Phantom Market. Players will purchase the ability to draw 1 item at random from the available item pool. There are 10 items total, and each can only be acquired once. Each time you draw an item, the cost of the next draw will increase. Performing 10 draws guarantees that you'll receive all items in the Phantom Market, including the Sacred Wilds cosmetic set. I actually have to say, from reading that, it makes it sound like you could get them in any order. You could actually get the cosmetic set first, but the chances of it, the odds of it are much slimmer, and I think that's actually correct. If you get to all 10, you're guaranteeing the cosmetic set, but there's chances that you can get that cosmetic set even earlier. Let's read on. Each time you draw an item, blah, 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 I said that already. This is our first cross-class cosmetic set, which once acquired can be used for all your Diablo Immortal classes. Yes! Woo, I didn't read that before. This is the first. That's sick. Finally, we can take a set and move it to any of our classes. This is great. Maybe this is a sign of things to come in the future. The cosmetic also boasts a unique cosmetic emoji, tailored visual effects when you rack up a kill streak against Hell's minions, and scroll. Ethereal flourishes while moving and standing still. Obols can be purchased with eternal orbs, which means you have to pay for them, and any Upspent obols will be converted into platinum once the Phantom Market ends, January 11th, server time. All players will receive enough obols for a free first draw. These are automatically added to your account. Okay. So when this update comes, we're going to have enough obols for our first draw. The question is, how many of these will we be able to get without having to pay? We'll have to see. I'm not sure. Time will tell when that unlocks. We'll see what that is. Because items from the Phantom Market are acquired randomly per draw, we want to provide players with an initial draw rates for each item to aid in deciding if they would like to engage with the event past their free draw. Okay. This is making it sound like this is not a free event. It's making it sound like your first draw will be free, but if you want to continue to advance, it's going to cost you orbs to do it. That's what that language said to me. Do note, the drop rates provided below are for the first draw only and will adjust to reflect the reflective probabilities of remaining items in the Phantom Market Garden Pool. And this is important. All right. So the Sacred Wilds cosmetic set, 0.14%. Very small chance that that is your first unlock. The emoji, there's a 30% chance to unlock that first. Despair emoji. So 60% is going to be you unlocking one of these emojis or an emoji with your first draw, with your free. Battleground, Brawl, Amethyst, Armor cosmetic. Another cosmetic. So these are all parts of the cosmetic. I wonder. Okay. Scroll back up here. These are all different cosmetic pieces you can unlock. See this? All these are, you have the 2 emotes right there, and these are all cosmetic pieces. So that's actually kind of cool. You could unlock these different cosmetic pieces along the way, 2 emotes, and then the entire set. It's all coming to light here. I'm starting to understand this a little bit better. This is cool. A lot of good here, some bad. Good being that if you do unlock this is the first time that they've done something like this. If you do unlock this and you do get this Sacred Wild set, you'll be able to take it to any of your classes if you class change. I love that. That should be standard. What I'm not sure of is how free this event actually is. It seems like you're going to have to spend some orbs to get it, which depending on how many orbs it is, I mean, when we looked up above, it was 1,000 eternal orbs, right? To get this. Wow, I've read through a lot here. Where's the other? Did I lose it? Helliquary, legendary items, the barber. No, it's up here. A cosmetic set costs about 1,000, I think, eternal orbs, right? It's right here. 1,000 eternal orbs. So, and all you get is a cosmetic set that you keep on that character and it doesn't switch if you class change. So if this event costs, to max it out, if it would cost us 1,000 orbs, I'd say, okay. It's just like buying a cosmetic set. It costs 1,000 orbs and you get to take that set to any of your characters that you may class change to. Then that's a good deal. If it costs 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 eternal orbs, the value there diminishes. So not sure that that would be worth it at that point, but we'll see. I'm excited about a new mechanic here. By the way, Fractured Plane needs to come back to the game. I was speaking to Red October about this the other day. I'm actually be putting a video out on it. It was my favorite event in the game. It came and went and never came back. It needs to. I loved it. All right, there's some bug fixes and that's it. We don't need to go through all the bug fixes, but that is essentially what's coming and what's changing inside of Diablo Immortal. Big update means big things for new players, big things for existing players. I'm excited about it. It took me an hour to get through this. That actually is not so bad. I'm proud of myself. And I thank all of you for sticking around here until the end. A little heads up. I was asked by an old friend from my Clash of Clans days over on my main channel, Echo Gaming, to do a live stream over Christmas break, over the holiday break. You guys know I don't live stream very much. But a request from an old friend, I'm going to do it. It's going to be a Diablo Immortal live stream, and it's going to happen over the Christmas or holiday break, depending on what you celebrate. It'll be an evening stream, probably start around 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, probably go to about midnight, and it is literally going to be casual, friends hanging out and enjoying Diablo Immortal. I'll probably be teaming up with a couple of people from the Warband and just running some stuff and completely engaging with the chat throughout. It's going to be about community. It's going to be a holiday. It's going to be a holiday party. It's going to be fun. Let me read through the chat really quickly before we get out of here. We should have a poll. How many get the emoji? Who cares about emojis? Emojis are kind of cool. I use them in the game. If you don't chat inside of the game, they mean nothing to you, right? But when you do chat with others in your community, then they come in handy. So what do we do with Battle Pass? Will we just not accept the Battle Pass points? For like me personally, I'm over 390, so I won't be able to earn XP for over a month. So he's talking about right here how they're going to be resetting the servers down to 320. I'm not sure how that's all going to look. And to be honest with you, I don't love that change for our heavy grinders and our big time players inside of the game, the ones that have been really heavily supporting for this long. I understand the wanting people to be able to catch up and wanting new players to be able to get there and be there with us. But I also see how that can be a thorn in the side of our OGs, our whales inside of the game and things like that. We'll have to see. I like portal skins as well. So Cam says if it comes with the portal skins, then 1,500 orbs would be worth it. Not right on server Paragon. It's been updated. What has it been updated to? You're the second person that said it's been updated. What has the update been to? Curious to see. Hopefully for the good. Red, do you know what he's talking about? By the way, drinking iced coffee out of my AMG. What is this? What are these things called? Cups. Any server that has a world server Paragon below 320 is raised up. Is raised to 320. Okay. Oh, so that's saying that server Paragons that are below 320 are all going to be boosted up to 320. People are going to get those boosts, and people underneath are not going to be feeling that hurt, or above are not going to be feeling the hurt. Okay. What's up, Doc? How you doing, man? Welcome back to the stream, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. That's really cool. It sounds like they've worked out the issue there, and it's going to be a little bit better than anyone else. How many of you guys are going to go to the barber and switch things up? So actually the 320, no issue there. I wish I could like move this part to the beginning when I was talking about it. Hopefully people watch until the end of the video. All servers will be at level 320 Paragon, and people that are below it will be getting that boost. Everyone will be able to benefit and upgrade from there. Hey guys, this was fun. I enjoyed this. I think I may do this a little bit more often. And yes, Fractured Plains was good. Needs better rewards. We could always use better rewards. I'm all about Blizzard bringing us better rewards. It doesn't hurt them to give us more rewards. The amount of money that's made by the game, it does very well. Giving us some extra legendary crests or stuff, it's not gonna kill their financials or anything like that. I think that it's all okay. Look at my hair sticking out of my hat. I think we're gonna end things here, guys. And I appreciate all you coming through. Keep playing Diablo Immortal. Tell your friends there's no better time to play than right now. And when you tell them about Diablo Immortal and downloading it, tell them about my YouTube channel. It could use the love. Let's be honest. Guys, thank you so much. I love the community. I love all of you. I'll see you guys live with another video tomorrow, but also, well, I'll see you with another video tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you live over Christmas break in just a week, probably about a week. And it'll be a good time. Can't wait to see all you. Hope you have a great afternoon. Take care, guys, and be good.